You got the big one?
Yeah, it's like $3,000 that
Yeah.
phone. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the most expensive one. I was just like, give me the most expensive iPhone.
Good.
And they're like, what do you
I
mean?
have a feature called Cloud.
I
So,
have this feature called my credit card. It's called points, yeah, Avion points, because I never used them. So
yeah,
first new phone actually.
good for you.
Break even on the front end and get the back end. That's actually a good topic.
You want to elaborate on it?
Yeah.
First of all, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Tomorrow's Orthodox Christmas, actually.
That's true.
So
Okay.
Merry
So all
Christmas.
those things, I want to be the first to wish you Happy New Year for 2025. Okay, go ahead.
All right. What episode is that? 4, 5, 5, 5, I think.
Whatever.
Welcome back, everyone, to today's 5th episode. My name is Brendan Scott. This is Bob Harbauer. And today we are going to be covering the break even on the front end and get to the back end. We're reading this in our magical red book of marketing notes here.
So that's kind of contradictory to what you always say.
And what's that?
Hustle, get the business, get the money.
Yeah, but like long term, you want to, it's like Costco, right? So breaking even on the front end and getting money on the back end. You want to get someone in the door, so to say. Bookmark. You want to get someone in the door, and then long term, you want to have them as a customer. Because at the end of the day, people who understand business understand that it's about lifetime customer value, not just about the first sale. And in most cultures, it's about just getting the sale and going to the next person.
Yeah.
You're always remarketing, you're always having to get new people, you're always turning over clients. It's always the same thing. Versus a lot of businesses, such as Apple, phone companies, Samsung, whatever it might be, they're focused on the 10-year plan of their client, right? You buy one phone, then you buy the next phone, then you upgrade, accessories, etc. Every business should focus on that so you can increase the value of your customer.
So does that not turn everything upside down on the head when we said get the customer to buy something to get an experience? Even if you lose at the beginning, you're going to get them at the back end.
Well, that's where it comes into sales and marketing, right? So marketing says bring them in at break even and then retain them for the long term.
Sometimes it's impossible to bring them in at break even.
You might lose money. There's a lot of companies that lose money.
Therefore, it's not break even.
Why are Costco hot dogs still $1.50?
We're talking about these guys listening to us. They're not Costco.
They might be Costco. We don't know.
But they're not.
We don't know.
They're not.
How do you know?
Get on with the fact that they're not Costco. Give me the opportunity for the 95% of other people.
Okay. At the end of the day, no one can necessarily lose money on a deal, because if you're just constantly losing money on bringing customers in and then you're losing money on those customers continuously, you're just giving away. You don't have an economies of scale. Your bank account will run out eventually. You need to be able to turn profit. So it's like if you bring someone in and you know that they're going to turn over in a month, right? Hair salon. Get in, get your first haircut for cost, half 50% off, whatever it is. You get in with the best salon person. You like your haircut. It's a great haircut. They send you an email. They bring you back. Next thing you know, a month later, you get your next haircut there.
Okay, so
They double it.
Case in point,
You've acquired a customer.
Jenny's Spa.
Yeah.
So that's laser hair removal. That's all kinds of treatments.
Yep.
There is the what's the name of that website that has those deals?
Groupon and stuff.
Groupon.
Like that.
Sorry, so I couldn't think of it. So there are like the classic Groupon shoppers. They will go deal the deal the deal. So they will go to 4 places to get their hair laser removed because they'll get like a package of 3 and then move on because they ain't paying full price.
Yeah.
So does that not kill a business?
Well, it's the cost benefit analysis, right? So there's some people where maybe it's not a full discount, maybe it's an add-on, maybe it's a different treatment, right? So I've like a really good example of this. You know what John Taffer is?
Yeah, the restaurant guy.
Restaurant guy, yeah. Right? Bar rescue, all that kind of stuff. So he gives a really good example of the red napkin technique, where if it's someone's first time there, they get a red napkin versus a white napkin. That red napkin signals that they're new to the restaurant. The system has kept track of it. There's plenty of softwares that can do that. And they get maybe an extra cheesecake or they get an extra appetizer, whatever it might be. They're treated differently. So there's a higher level of service. So it costs more, obviously, but that higher level of service is what keeps people around. And then they come back and they're just used to how they're being treated, and you can retain them for longer term.
So obviously, I've been serving too much cheesecake to have this cheese ball come back all the time.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Hurt my feelings, right in the feelings.
He doesn't have feelings. Don't worry about it.
No, I don't.
So,
really don't.
And back to the spa thing, the reality is that in her particular case, Jenny
It's
apparently looks younger than they always think. They're always like 10 years off.
yeah,
And then they see her complexion, her skin, and then they're convinced, and then they start getting other services. So there is a percentage, let's say it's a 10, maybe 20% they get taken advantage of, but for the 80%, they follow through and they turn
yeah.
into great clients.
Oh yeah, 100%. But like that's the thing, right? There's ebbs and flows with everything where it's just like some people think that they discount something extremely heavily and they're like, I'm going to get a bunch of people in, and then those people are going to want to come back, and it's a bigger numbers game. If I discount it more, then I'm going to get more. Sometimes you discount it too far and then you get a different type of
You
clientele that comes
train
in.
them to always look for the cheap, right? That's one thing.
Exactly.
And the other thing is don't rip them off. Like don't try and unload some garbage for next to nothing, because then that thing breaks or doesn't perform or isn't what it said or is undervalued, overpriced and undervalued or
Yeah.
whatever. You just get a reputation that's worse, right?
Well, so this comes back to where it is, right? We talked about marketing. So marketing talks about breaking even and then making money up on the long run, right? Costco wholesale, they have the chickens at the back of the restaurant or the back of the warehouse. You can buy a whole rotisserie chicken for like $5 or
And
$4.
everybody knows you ain't leaving Costco without buying more than you need, right?
And you buy $100 worth of stuff. And
100.
100, 200, 300.
You got away with $100 at Costco.
I don't even have a Costco membership for that reason.
So
because it's a money grab. Because you're just going to spend. You're like, yeah, we need $700 in Ziploc bags. This makes total sense.
Yeah,
like,
and I need this book, and I need this blanket, and I need this heater, and I need this tire wrench, and this tool. I need another flashlight. So
why? I'll get 18 loaves of bread because they're $1 cheaper than what it is, and I'll just freeze them.
oh, by the way, I saw a person returning those 17 loaves.
Oh, that's good.
They're all going bad. They just bought too many loaves.
Yeah, exactly. But there's a lot of people who think I'm just going to buy on bulk. I'm saving money. It's like at the end of the day, you're not saving anything. You just spent more, and you think that you sold yourself on it because it's different.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know, at the end of the day, is Costco still smart for that, right? They're breaking even or losing a little bit of money on their rotisserie chickens, which is the cost is nominal for them, to get people in the store to make the money. They're making money up in the long run. On a marketing play that works. On a sales end, where you're talking about take the money, get the sale, well, it comes back into marketing, right? Someone comes in because they're interested on the marketing approach you had. It's like you don't want to soft sell them and dance around it. If you're there and you're an aggressive salesperson, you say, no, take the sale. You need to do this now. Action, speed, intensity.
Yeah, and FOMO, right? Fear of missing out, basic time lapse. Things are going to miss out if you don't do it.
Other people are signing up for this. Why aren't you signing up for this? Dang. Bang. Can't even talk today. It's a Friday. What is it? Friday at...
There's enough AI to fix that, bro.
It's Friday at 3:30. It's pretty much the end of the day.
One too many Perriers for him.
Yeah. So. Ooh.
Okay, so just summarize that quickly. If I'm not a Costco business and I'm a B2B, I'm a B2C, give me two different scenarios, one for each.
B2C. So if you're selling bouncy balls, maybe sell a pack of bouncy balls, or maybe it's a consumable. So let's say like a restaurant. Maybe you offer a free appetizer or something of an incentive for someone to come in to try your restaurant. They come in, they try it, you got them in the door, they're wowed by the service, they're wowed by the food, whatever that might be. They're retained for the long run. They're going to come back, they're going to tell their friends, etc. You're making that money up quantifiably and unquantifiably, because they might send referrals out and you don't know that, and there's just more people showing up organically. So long term, you kind of look at your overall numbers. As long as you're making profit, you know that the marketing tactic's working.
So are you monitoring your numbers? You have a method to measure, right? That's another thing that people don't have. But you've gone to a lot of businesses in your long, massive career.
I was actually born yesterday.
What we determined the other day, we were talking, we said, I gave you a reference of something, and you go, by the way, do you know I wasn't even born? Oh, that was a pet computer?
Yeah, Permaboss.
Oh, the company, my company.
The company, Permaboss, which I think is featured all over this wall right here, was founded after or before I was born.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. Here we are, somehow.
And it's worn better than you so far.
Apparently.
Okay, so get your numbers, monitor your
stuff. Get your numbers. B2B now. B2B is an interesting one. The tactic, right? Because you're pulling in a client. So you want to be able, with a lot of clients, it's more personal, right? You have to talk to that client. You have to sell them. There's a longer sales process. So if you're the one who is selling the client, you may not necessarily don't want to take a loss or work for free. If it's a service-based business, they might think that they can take more out of you, right? You give them an inch, they take a mile, as the saying goes. So there's different tactics. A lot of tactics that I've seen, especially in the marketing industry, is we'll give you 1 month for free as a trial. We'll do the setup. If you like it, then you pay everything. So it's like, we're going to go do the work. But in a lot of things, it's systematic. You come in, you deploy a system. It's in there pretty quickly. You do all the setup. So there's a limited amount of front end, and you're just playing the game where you're like, maybe every other client will sign up with us. And if that's,
well, you'll know what your hook is, right? Because if you get to that, if you do the dirty work for them, because if you leave it up to them, it never gets done often,
no,
right? The ratios are lower. But if you do the setup, you do the work, and you train them properly, they're used to the service. If your product's really good, then you're able to, it takes care of itself.
yep,
And then they're in and they're done. And then you got to maintain it. And all of a sudden, you go from a high introduction cost and it goes right down into a maintenance cost that's pretty low.
yep, exactly, right? So it's the heavy lifting at the front. If they like it, then fantastic. You bring them in. You say, listen, you have to pay the onboarding fee and the setup that we did. And then you just go right into your maintenance phase, which is just making sure the client's happy, continuing success with them. If they don't like it and they don't want to work with you, then you just reclaim back what you've done. And if they say, well, why'd you take back what you did? Well, you didn't pay for it.
Okay.
So it means that they want to. That's an opportunity to sell right there too, right? If they didn't want to pay you, but they wanted what you gave them, then you can tell them. Then there's a sale opportunity there as well.
I have an idea. Why don't you and I quickly go through a couple scenarios that are real that we talked about today. So let's do a software for a service. We just kind of touched on it, but let's go into, we're going to go to a trade show. Let's say you're going to go to a trade show this year. What are you going to do to introduce software to a bunch of new people? Let's give them a real life example that they can extrapolate from.
Perfect. So trade show. So you have your software.
We'll do a software and we'll do a capital.
Do you want to talk about numbers, or do you want to just discuss?
No, just throw some numbers out for now.
Okay, so say for example, is the software is $1,000 a month. It's an enterprise level software. So that's obviously a really heavy commitment at the start. You want to look at your free plus, is what they call it, right? Shopify. Get on board with a trial, whatever you're doing. So say when you meet these people at the trade show, people are signing up. There's really big businesses that are signing up for the software. You don't want to be left behind, so you need to sign up for the software.
This is his speech, right?
This is my speech right now. Yeah. You want to sign up for the software right now because other people are doing it, and then you're going to be left in the dust. So you can't wait. So sign up now. We're going to give you a month for free. So you can trial it. We can do all the setup. We can get you on board. And then after that month, it'll charge you. So you can cancel any time. There's no obligation. But you're playing a numbers game where you're like, okay, if I talk to...
I don't know yet.
You don't know. What I'm saying is if you talk to 10 people...
Well, unless I'm the customer.
No, if you talk to 10 people,
yeah,
and 10 people are like, this is interesting, I'll bite. I don't have any cost. I get set up. I like my system. They run that system like, oh, I really like this software. I'm going to retain it. Maybe
I'm talking about the person at that pitch now, the other receiving end. I'm that person,
right?
Getting pitched by you, and I'm like, let me think about it, kind of thing. How are you going to handle that?
You don't have time to think about it. This deal ends tomorrow. If you don't take this offering right now, or like what I'm offering you, this is just a show special. So you get your first month free, or maybe your first 2 months free. After this show, in 2 days, it's gone. And then if you do decide you want to do it, or you do decide I want to join this software, you're going to have to pay that money up front versus trialing and setting it up. You have no risks to set up right now. So what's your limitation?
No risks, right? So he said you got no risk to do it right now. Just want to point those things out.
Keyword. Yeah, exactly. So it's like you have no risk if you do it right now. What you do risk is that if you say no right now and you don't want to sign up, then you're going to have to pay that money for that initial 2 months of setup and everything if you decide to do it down the road.
And then you're going to find out a couple of your buddies from the show, a couple of businesses are using it, you're going to run into it, and you go, I had it right in my fingertips and I lost that money, right? So
it's like the Bitcoin thing. Everyone, if we all could wind back time, we should have bought Bitcoin at $50 and it's 50,000 a coin or whatever now. It's the same thing. It's like, would you rather do it now and not have it be a risk? And then if you like it, great. If you don't, so be it. Or you find out later that you want to do it when the company is more mature, and then it bites you because you could have got in at a rock bottom price.
That was grandfathered. Sorry.
Yeah.
That was you were at the show when we launched? Oh, well, that was grandfathered.
Exactly. And now you're paying the full market price, all this kind of thing. Yeah. Or you could have got at the show, signed up, and taken advantage of the opportunity. Most people are smart. They'll just take advantage of the opportunity.
He's very positive. Most people are smart, but it's okay. He says something different to me when we're driving around.
Why am I doing all the talking?
Because I got you on a roll. Right?
Software good, fire bad.
I need to make you feel good sometimes. That's the bottom line.
I don't feel good anytime.
Okay, so let's wrap this one up.
Yes.
And let's pick another topic for another time.
Perfect.
And we'll catch you guys on the other end. Thanks for watching.
Episode 6, 7, 5.
5 coming soon.
Okay, see everybody. Okay.